morning, students. Now, last we know that we studied that fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So, what do you mean by fundamental theorem of arithmetic? Every composite number can be expressed as the product of its prime factors. So, we studied that one, and also now applications of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Now, here I given an example here. Observe here. Check whether 4 power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. So using fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So before going to this, now let us take an example here. 2 power 1. 1 is a natural number. So 2 power 1, as you know, 2, and 2 power 2, that is what? 4. Similarly 2 power 3, that is 8. Similarly 2 power 4, that is 16. Similarly you can take it as 3 power 1, that will become 3, 3 power 2, that will become 9, and 3 power 3, that will become 27. Similarly 3 power 4 can be written as 81. So let us take 5 power 2, I will take directly 25, and 5 power 3, that is 125, and 5 power 4, 625. Now observe the last digit, it cannot ending with the digit 0. These are cannot ending with the digit 0, so that means 5 power n, 2 power n, and here 3 power n. So for any natural number n, these are the numbers which cannot end with the digit 0. To end with a digit, for example, I will take 10 power 1, that is 10. Now 10 power 2, that is 100. Next 10 power 3, that is what? 1000. So the last digit, observe, that is ending with the digit 0. Now I will take it as 20 power 2, that is 400. Now 20 power 3, $8,000. 20 into 20 into 20 into 4, 4 to 8, again 3 zeros, so 8,000. So like this, similarly, if you take 30 power 1, that is 30, next 30 square, that is 900. Observe the last digit, they are ending with the 0. Yes. Now, here we come to know that the smallest double digit number, I will take it as 10. The factors of 10, prime factorization, 2 into 5. Yes. Now here, observe the factors of 10. It contains prime. If you do prime factorization for 10, it contains 2 and 5. Yes. Now, if the given number, if it is ending with the digit, means it must contain 2 and 5 as its factor. As its factor, if it is ending with the digit 0. Even it can contain other digit also. For example, already I told 30. What is the prime factorization of 30? 2 15s and 3 5s. Now observe 2 into 3 into 5, that is equal to 30. Now 30 square. Here 2 is a natural number. So 30 square is 900. It is ending with the digit 0. Even though it has 3 as its prime factor. That means the condition is, if the given number is ending with the digit 0 after making power as a natural number, if any natural number, if you substitute as a power, then it should contain 2 and 5 as its prime factor. That is the condition. Now let us go for the question. 4 power n. So here 4, the prime factorization of 4. So 4 power n can be written as 2 into 2 is 4. So that is n. So 2 square whole to the power of n. If you substitute any value for n, so for example 1, n is a natural number as they given in the question. 4 power 1 is 4. 4 power 2, 16. 4 power 3, 64. So like this, the observe it cannot ending with the digit 0. So why it is because happening? So as we know that if it is the given number can ending with the digit 0, it must contain prime factor. After doing prime factorization, it must contain 2 and 5 as its prime factor. So here 5 it as it does not contain 5 as its prime factor. It, that means 4 power n cannot ending with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Understood, student? Similarly, if the question is 6 power n, check whether 6 power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Now, prime factorization of 6, I can be written as 2 into 3. Now, here 6 power 1, if it is n as n is a natural number, 6 power 1 is 6, 6 power 2 is 36, 6 power 3, 2, 1, 6, like that. If you goes on writing, it cannot ending with the digit 0. So, why it is because happening? Again the same reason, the prime factorization of 6 does not contain 5 as its prime factor. So, again 6 power n cannot ending with the digit 0. If the question is 30 power n or 40 power n, then it is ending with the digit 0. Okay, understood? Now, can two numbers have their HCF 16 and 380 as their LCM? That is the question. Observe here. Can two numbers have 16 as their HCF and 380 as their LCM? So first you should come to know that if the two numbers have this as HCF and the another number as LCM, then HCF must be a factor of LCM. That means the LCM is must be exactly divisible by HCF. No, that means HCF must be a factor of LCM. That is the condition to say whether it is the given condition is yes or no. Now let us go divide by HCF 380. So what do you get? 32. So what is left here? 60. 3s are 48. So what is the remainder left? 12. So the remainder will not get 0 and it is not terminating here. So as the remainder is not getting 0, as the HCF is not a factor of LCM. As the HCF is not a factor of LCM, that means this 16 is not a factor of 380. So no two numbers cannot have 16 as their HCF and 380 as their LCM. Understood? If the two numbers, the given numbers is HCF and LCM, the condition is HCF must be a factor of LCM. So let us go for another example. So can two numbers have 12 as their HCF and 492 as their LCM? Now let us go for division. So 492, if you have to divide by 12, 12 4s are 48. So 12 1s are 12. What is the remainder? 0. Now here HCF is a factor of LCM. That means the LCM is exactly divisible by HCF. So the HCF is a factor of LCM here. Observe here, 12 is the factor of 492. So S two numbers can have 12 as their HCF and 492 as their LCM. Now here condition is, if the given two numbers have become HCF and LCM of two numbers, then the condition is HCF must be a factor of LCM. That's all. Understood? Thank you.